Okay guys, I'm gonna just wing this video. Uh, let's get into it. This is gonna be a trade review that I did on ES Futures. Today is January 14th, 2023, so I am doing this the day after I took the trade. So the date I took the trade was January 13th. Happens to be Friday the 13th, 2023. And it's a trade I took intraday on ES Futures. So I am an intraday trader. I do not hold positions overnight. That is just not my style. Um, this chart that you guys are looking at is a 30-minute chart, which you can see that clearly up here, top left corner, 30-minute chart. And what I use for this trade, this trade is considered what is known as a value acceptance trade. So it is value acceptance just means that a 30-minute TPO closes back inside yesterday's value area confidently. That doesn't mean that the 30-minute candle closed right at the very bottom of the value area low or high. It's got to be a confident close inside yesterday's value area. Now, the value area that I am using are these two purple lines for this trade. It is going to be this one up here, value area high, which was at 40.13, and value area low, which is at 39.86. Now, my value area is being calculated just for the New York session. So I am not using the entire 24-hour period of yesterday's trading activity. It is just the New York sessions trading activity from yesterday. I use that to gauge market sentiment, where we open today in relations to yesterday's value area is how I use value area to gauge market sentiment. I also use market profile, which are these letters here you see in the middle of the screen on the right hand side. Now this red area right here, these two big green candles, this is known as the initial balance. Initial balance is just the first hour of trading after the market opens. So I do not trade the initial balance. I like to wait until after the initial balance is over to then start looking for my trade. Okay, now with that being said, I noticed that this candle right here during the B period closed confidently inside yesterday's value area. Now, once I saw that, that was my clue and my signal to start looking for a value acceptance trade. Now, with value acceptance, you are expecting the price to rotate from the value area low all the way through to the value area high. You just expect a full value rotation from one side to the other. It can happen really quick, or it can take all day, just like it did this trade. So, once I saw that candle close, I did not take it right away just because it was the B period, so the initial balance had just finished. So to me, I still wanted to see what the next 30-minute candle would do. So therefore, I gave the trade a little bit of time to tell me that it was valid to take. Now, the trade entry, the most precise and perfect scenario that you would want from this trade is exactly what we got here. You would always want to long in this situation because we're expecting price to rotate to the upper value area high. You would always want to long as close to the value area low as possible. So I saw this candle close, I was like, okay, now it's time to start looking for this trade entry. Price took about an hour and a half to give me that entry that I was looking for at value area low. And you can see I have it's a fib tool that shows me my entry and my stop loss. Now, stop loss goes directly underneath, could be a couple ticks or points underneath the 30-minute candle that closed us inside that value area. And of course, before you take this trade, you want to see if you have a good profit margin. If the value area is too small, you know, you're not going to have enough profit margin to consider this a good trade. But what I did is you use your entry location and your stop. You see how many points it is until you absolutely have to stop out of the trade because it is no longer valid, which is underneath that 30-minute candle. So for this trade, the stop was about from 86 to 74 is where I put my stop, was a 12-point stop out. So I'm risking 12 points. Now, you would be measuring the entire value area. So if you were to measure the value area low to the high, you would get about, let's see, it's 87 to 13. So you do the math. 87 to 13, what is that? 13, it's about 27 points, 26 points. So clearly there is a 2-to-1 profit margin that I can get out of this trade. Okay, cool, solid. That's exactly what you want for this trade. You take it. 9 times out of 10, you take this trade. As you can see here, I have a fib tool that shows me that this 2R is at the very top of value area high. So that's my target, 2R. And now this trade did take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took about 6 30-minute candles, about 3 hours to hit my 2R, which is perfectly fine because I got exactly what I wanted out of the trade. There was very little management needed for this trade. There's actually very little management you need to do at all for this trade. You just take your loss, a normal 1R loss, if you get stopped out. And, if there's a price action reversal pattern during the trade, that could be a sign you can take for an early exit. But in this case, there was none. I kept the charts on a 30-minute time frame, and every candle looked solid, looked good. It was making higher highs, and yeah, that was it. Trade hit full 2R, and that's that. Let's see, what else can I say for this trade? No, there's not much else. That's about it. I did not use ADR this trade. Bottom left hand corner of the screen. When I took this trade, ADR was 80% exhausted. So we still had room either to the upside or downside to move intraday. So I was confident. I was okay with that. And yeah, that's it. That was the trade. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more.